David, good morning. Thanks for joining with us today.
Good morning. Happy to be here today. Thank you.
David, can you tell us about your role with the Northern College?
Sure. I work in the Office of the President on Strategic Initiatives, and one of those strategic initiatives is the Northern College at Pure campus that we have in Scarborough. So I'm fairly familiar with that file and happy to answer any questions today.
David, there is a lot going on the social media. From the India also, students, they are posting on social media that their acceptance letter, which the Northern College issued, what is the reason why they cancelled and why they issued in the first place?
Sure. Regrettably, some of the students were deregistered from the upcoming semester in fall 2023. There are some uncertainties that exist in terms of overall processing times and IRCC visa times. So as a result, there was a capacity issue and we had to move in that direction. Be aware that we are and have been for some time now working on solutions to help the affected students. They're very important students. We are actively offering spots for the same applicants on other campuses. We are also looking for options for those students who could defer to a later semester in 2024, and some students have taken us up on that. Be aware, if those do not work, we are also introducing ideas to help students who could be placed to study with other institutions in Ontario or throughout Canada. And if a student is in Canada now, we are looking to make those moves as quickly as possible so that the uncertainty is not there. We would agree that those students are valuable students, and we do want to find solutions for them as quickly as possible.
David, how you evaluate the system, because the letters were issued before and the students, those who are in India now, with those letters, they already got the visa, and many of them, they already booked their air tickets, which are non-refundable. So what is your message to those parents, those students, those who are suffering and they are crying that our fees won't be refunded by the airlines? We got the visa because we got acceptance letter and we paid the fees. So what is your message to them?
My message would be the important piece would be to reach out as soon as possible. There's more than one way to do it. I'll repeat this email address because it's a helpful first step. It's international@northern.on.ca. So again, international@northern.on.ca. And the important piece would be to summarize the issue at hand and reach out as soon as possible, because there are some things that we could do in response to help find different programming, to help evaluate different options for those students. And we've been doing that now actively for some time. So if they've not done so, that would be our best advice.
So you are saying that those acceptance letters, since they are cancelled, but they got a visa, they booked the air ticket, still they can come to Canada, or they cannot come? If they come, then you will adjust, or what is the clear message to them then?
The pure message would be reach out to that email address so that we can get an option in place that we know would work. What we want to avoid is any type of travel that's not going to result in proper study in Canada. So if we go through the process of working with those students one-on-one, then we can assure that any type of travel, any type of study that's undertaken will actually happen, and that's the goal for us to work with those students.
So those students, those who are in India, got the visa, paid the fees. So college won't refund the airline tickets which they paid because those are non-refundable. I'm correct?
Well, I don't work on those files, but as I say, the important thing is it's a one-on-one basis. So every circumstance will be different. As they reach out, I think it's important to summarize all the detail of what they were intending to study, provide the original acceptance letter, and let our very able staff work with them to determine what options exist.
David, since you are the Director of Strategic Initiatives in the Office of the President, so like how you evaluate that system, because between the college and the immigration, firstly, college issued the letters. There's a more number of students they registered to the course. Then the immigration, they issued those visas. So is there any lack of workability coordination between immigration and college systems?
It would be beyond my role to comment on what the nature of the system is, but I can assure you that what we do is work as closely as possible with IRCC itself and the guidelines it issues so that we're compliant on an annual basis or semi-annual basis with the requirements as they change. I would also advise any students or agents working with students to keep apprised of the same IRCC guidelines And Northern College does aim through our national body, the CI-CAN, Colleges and Institutions Canada. We take more than one step to make sure that we either are knowledgeable about the current guidelines or that we can anticipate what will be changing the future guidelines.
So, David, in the end, do you agree that with all these scenarios, what happened by canceling the letters, so students they face the big inconvenience, and now since it is in your knowledge, so you are ready to accommodate or take action, whatever is in the best interest of the college and the students?
My opinion would be to reach out so that we can see what can happen. I do know that students are qualified, that there's more than one pathway for them ahead to study in Canada. And as always, speed is of the essence, so please feel free to reach out as quickly as possible. And Northern will do its best to accommodate as quickly as possible.
David, thank you for joining and giving us these updates. Thank you.